It's a post-pandemic trade. It's a reopening trade. It's a brand collab trade. It's an experience economy trade. It's a shift to e-commerce and simultaneously somehow a brick and mortar shopping mall trade. Today, we are taking another look at Build-A-Bear Workshop, ticker symbol BBW. We talked about them a few times, but I don't think we've ever dedicated a live stream to Build-A-Bear. And if you told me a year ago that I would be considering an investment in any store at the mall, I would tell you you're crazy because the mall is dead, right? And I wouldn't exactly be bullish on novelty teddy bears. Unless they have an NFT strategy, that would be a good idea. But our Dumb Money community has been all over this one. There's a high conviction trade report posted to our Discord by Ryan BBW and Jack B. You can head to dumbmoney.tv/discord to be a part of the community. It is completely free. Their thesis: if you take a look under the hood, you'll see that Build-A-Bear is tapping into brand collaborations, they're accelerating their digital initiatives, and they're well-positioned as a recovery play. Plus, these bears seem to be swinging back into popularity on social media and pop culture. So, today on Dumb Money, is it time to be bullish on Build-A-Bear? We'll decide if this is our ultimate reopening mall trade. We are Dumb Money.
Three friends who turned $30,000 into $30 million using nothing more than Twitter and a zero commission trading account.
The suits that work on Wall Street, they call those people the smart money. That's not us.
Our goal is to help level the playing field for everyday investors.
We are Dumb Money.
Hey there, Dave here along with Chris and Jordan. We are Dumb Money. Welcome to Dumb Money Live, diving into Build-A-Bear. But first, we need to build an audience. The best way to help us do that is by taking just 1 second and smashing the like button. It's quick, it's easy, it's free, it's more fun than building a bear. Chris, Jordan. I actually want to start with a quote from the High Conviction Trade. This is something that Jordan said back in March. Jordan said, "Isn't Build-A-Bear a dying company along with dying malls?" And after reading the report, Jordan, are you a bull or are you a bear?
I'm neither. I haven't taken a position at all in Build-A-Bear. So I'm nothing on Build-A-Bear.
Killing me, dude.
You know me.
You got
like,
daughters.
look, I think that when we can go through all this stuff, I think there's a good trend on. I think that it's probably a good trade. I tend to not just trade stocks. I like to hold on to things. And this is not something that I want to hold on to long term. So I wouldn't choose to trade it most likely, but
And I'm in the same boat, just kind of looking at the whole Build-A-Bear stock chart. This looks amazing for the 1 year, 280% return. But Build-A-Bear, if you scroll back and look at this is the pandemic drop right here. And before that, they were just kind of in this downward trend. And for me, the excitement over Build-A-Bear hit like peak velocity back in 2018 when they had that promotion that caused lines. And when I was even looking for stock photos of Build-A-Bear, the only thing I could find newsworthy about the whole company is that 2018 story. So we have a lot to talk about, though, because this high conviction report has a multi-level thesis about why Build-A-Bear is not a dying company and that we should be buying Build-A-Bear.
Hey, Dave, before we even start talking, can we do a couple things? One, can we give credit to the two people who did I know we've been talking about Build-A-Bear a long time. I tweeted it months ago. It was kind of this recovery trade for me months ago. It was like $3 a share, $4 a share. But can we give credit to the two people that did what I thought was an excellent high conviction
it's
report?
a great report. I read it.
Dumbmoney.tv community, Discord
It was
community?
not one of the dumbmoney.tv community. Go to dumbmoney.tv/discord if you want to be a part of that community. But it was Ryan BBW, which is the ticker symbol for Build-A-Bear, and it was Jack B who contributed to this report.
And speaking of the community, I want to give a little plug out. We don't do this very often, but there was a e-magazine that interviewed me called Leo Edit, Leo Edit, EDIT.com. And I would really appreciate it if everybody, right after the show would go to leoedit.com. That is the story they did on me, us, and the Dumb Money community today. It's a second story on the page. I would appreciate everyone reading that story because we talk about the community, what it means to us, why we're doing this, what the mission is, how we're going to reduce the wealth gap by pushing the retail investor class momentum forward. please read this article, and also go to the Leo Edit Instagram page and like it and comment and support it. And I'll tell you why. You know, publications like this is one of those LA Hollywood publications. They do, you know, the founder of it is like, I don't know, like she has, you know, celebrity clients that she does fashion for, and they don't do stuff on investing, like ever. So this is like a really weird thing for them to do a story about investing and dumb money in the dumb money community. And I want to show them this is a big deal. I want to really support that type of storyline, because we talk about investing in the business press all the time, but we're trying to get more people talking about investing outside the business press, okay? And I really would ask the community, everyone, to go on their Instagram page, to go on, you know, leoedit.com, read the article, please support it, and hopefully we can get a lot more stories and move the movement forward. Thank you, Dumb Money community. That's all I want to say. It's the best interview I think I've ever been part of, and I'm really proud to share my thoughts on the community and what you guys mean to me. But back to Build-A-Bear. Oh my God, I'm so happy we're doing this episode today, guys, because as terrible as it is being down $1.5 million today, it's terrible. Gosh, my Molson course is getting killed, but it's just the market, man. This is a trade that I really do love. I haven't figured out if I would call it high conviction yet, but I'm telling you one thing, it's a medium conviction. Minimum medium conviction. And I'll tell you why. We'll go through the whole storyline today. But guys, could you believe, let me just tell you something. This is what's so amazing. Remember when we got into the pandemic, who would get killed worse in a pandemic when every mall in the world is closed for a full year?
Yeah.
What is could you think of a worse company than Build-A-Bear? And let me just tell you something. Their 2020 fiscal year revenue, ready for this, guys, was $255 million compared to $338 million in fiscal 19. That's not that big of a drop, considering most of their stores were closed for part of the year. Some of their stores are still closed. All of Europe is still closed. My goodness, these guys, this is what I love about the last year. If there's only a few things I love, is that we really found out what companies have the chops to adapt. And Build-A-Bear basically said, you know what? We'll take this pandemic and we'll slaughter it. They accelerated their e-commerce. They figured out how to make Build-A-Bear into an e-com play, okay? To where they basically are doing online drops. Ready for this, guys? They now have 9 million people on their email file and loyalty program. 9 million, okay? Just to give you an idea, and we'll talk about this later in the episode, what is one of their biggest drops, biggest collabs of all time, Animal Crossing, biggest ever, they are about to do, they mentioned in the last earnings report, they're about to do an e-com only extension of that play, where they're going to be releasing characters that are only available via their D2C e-com site. You know what that means? Higher margins. They don't even have to send people in the stores. They're literally just selling you expensive bears. I mean, just through straight e-com. You know what else they got to do? They now have a testing ground for every collab and every experiment that they want to come out with through their website. So what they're doing now is they're starting to release a bunch of these animals, these Build-A-Bear animals, online first. And they do it by developing a wait list. And they actually have like a waiting room for the launches. And they could gauge the level of demand for that particular Build-A-Bear before they even start manufacturing the Build-A-Bears, right? So then they could put that in their pipeline for manufacturing, distribution, the stores, everything. This company crushed 2020 in a year that they should have went bankrupt, okay? Yes. Now they're coming out of the pandemic with a huge e-commerce business, right? And they're about to be what I believe is perfectly suited for the recovery. Meaning, could you imagine a better play than Build-A-Bear in all these malls? Not to mention the fact that, do you guys know that they have Build-A-Bears in every Carnival cruise ship? They also have Build-A-Bears in hotels now. They have in all these tourist sites. They have these like third-party independent Build-A-Bear partnerships where they're putting Build-A-Bear where tourists go. Okay,
And to me,
like, they
that's
did this last year without any of that. Now imagine compounding the e-com business with the recovery business. Jordan, do you know how many grandparents haven't seen their grandkids in a long time? You know, we always talk about going on crazy vacations and stuff, but for most of America, do you know what's going to be the most enlightening experience during the recovery? And it sounds so cheesy. It's something as stupid as taking your grandkid to the mall. That's it. That's it. It's literally just, most of America, it's something as little as the family going out to the mall, holding hands, being together, having lunch. And you know what's going to happen when they walk by that experiential Build-A-Bear thing? You know, the pent-up demand, all the grandparents that want to do that with their grandkid that couldn't for the last year and a half, that now they get to do that experiential thing for $30, $35, right? They're going to kill it. They're going to
Yeah, I mean, maybe look,
the mall.
if the best thing you have to look forward to after a pandemic is taking your kid to the mall, I don't agree. Like, I just think that people are gonna have a lot better things to do.
No, you're at, dude, Jordan.
So,
you might think
I think that Build-A-Bear has done a remarkable job during the pandemic of keeping the excitement going for their brand. And like I said, there is, whether you get it or not, there is a huge following for this product, for this brand. And now that they're doing these collabs, I've never heard of the Animal Crossing. I don't know what that is. I don't have kids. I'm guessing that it's popular, but I couldn't tell you that these characters are going to make a difference in their bottom line. But what I can tell you is that if a brand that has this kind of crowds when they have a major event, this was in 2018, that is the lines going back and forth, people trying to get in. They had to shut down and issue vouchers in this case because they were just clogging up the mall. We won't see probably a mall that crowded in 2021, but by 2022, if they have some blowout in-person event, they could. But the beauty is, all of those people who are standing in line right now can do the same thing digitally. They can jump in line online. And I joked about it in the intro. If Build-A-Bear could figure out an NFT strategy to go along with this, watch out.
I love that.
Don't they have something better to do? I mean, besides stand in line like that to wait to build a bear, wouldn't you rather go somewhere and be outside, do something with your life?
I mean, perhaps, but they had a some kind of price that you couldn't beat, so they just
that was
people lining up for that.
Let's not even look at Dave. That was their pay your age event. It was a disaster. Actually, they didn't realize how big it was going to be. That's an anomaly. But here's the thing. No, I mean, Jordan, I respect your opinion. I think that's why I'm investing in Build-A-Bear, is because so many people don't understand it the same way people don't understand Funko. Okay, Build-A-Bear is monstrously huge. It's a way to connect. I don't personally have a super big interest in Build-A-Bear. I wasn't even interested in Build-A-Bear when my kids were 4, 5, 6 years old, but my kids loved it. There's something about it that people just get crazy in love with. And you know what's so great, Dave, is the Animal Crossing thing you just spoke about? Who do you think loves that? It's not kids, Dave. It's older people. It's teenagers and 20-somethings and 30-somethings and 40-somethings. Believe it or not. Yes, dude.
Like, these characters do not look like something that 20, 30, and 40-somethings would know about or care about.
Okay, this is what's great about social
I'm
art.
a 40-something, and I have no idea what this sleepy raccoon is all about.
Okay,
no idea.
We don't have to guess. We can just go on Twitter and read, right? So all you have to do is type in Animal Crossing Build-A-Bear and just spend a few hours reading about how crazy people are, or go on the Reddit forum for Build-A-Bear, how crazy they are for this collab. So here's what's happening, guys.
Well, and I can tell you that I was just trying to figure out myself what is going on with Build-A-Bear, and so I look at the past 12 months here and what are people searching for in the related queries. So it is Animal Crossing Build-A-Bear, Animal Crossing. Those are the breakouts here. And Hug Day Build-A-Bear, Longhorn Build-A-Bear, which I don't know.
Well,
you tell me, Chris.
And I'll tell you what it is. This is the beginning. This is the very beginning. This is the first stage of what I believe is going to become a a collab super cycle for Build-A-Bear, the same way that Crocs is dead in the middle of a collab super cycle. Now, what this means, and if you read the last earnings report, management, they understand it, and that's the biggest thing. They get it, they're seeing it. What's happening to Build-A-Bear is they've figured out that these collabs are actually they're attracting a completely new customer segment that otherwise has zero interest in Build-A-Bear. So people that are buying these Animal Crossing Build-A-Bears are not little kids that just want a little stuffed animal. They're people that are obsessed with Animal Crossing, and when they found out they're all the little villagers, and by the way, they were
Which Animal Crossing is what? It's a
villagers.
video game for Nintendo, right? That's what
huge.
Animal
It's
Crossing
huge.
is. And
Yeah.
according to my quick Google search, you're right. Their demographics are people in their 20s and 30s.
And this is one of the largest selling products in the history of Build-A-Bear. They've already done multiple releases. They have multiple new releases coming up. They are going to do this all year long. And every time they release Animal Crossing, they sell out in 2 hours, okay? People are going insane for it. What did they learn from this experience? The future, you don't have to. The future
No, I don't. I don't.
Build-A-Bear
I'll invest in things I don't understand.
It's collabs. And do you think Animal Crossing is the only collab that's going to work with Build-A-Bear? Hell no. There are probably 400 of them that they have theoretically in the pipeline now that is going to fuel this brand for the next few years. And they could collab with anyone. It's going to become, listen, girls love this stuff. They love the ability to go out and get like a customized Build-A-Bear for their favorite cult figure or their cult, thing that they're in love with, right? This one just happens to be Animal Crossing. It's amazing to actually watch it. I've been in the store. I've talked to the clerks about it. I've studied
Have you heard about
social media.
The Build-A-Bear date phenomenon that's going on, where people are taking their girlfriends on dates to the Build-A-Bear store? And so a little bit more on the demographics. This other article says that it's like 44% male, 56% female playing the game, and that demographic breakdown is huge. And I mean, I've never heard of it, and I am officially in their target demographic. So yeah,
dude. By the way, right now, mark our words. But before you do, we are not financial advisors, and I'm expressing my passion for this investment. I am an investor in Build-A-Bear. You should not invest based on what we say. This is just our thesis. Actually, it's a thesis of our community that we are sharing with you. So poke holes in it, do your own research, speak to a financial advisor. We don't know what your risk tolerance is, so please do not replicate our trade just because we like something. We beg you. But I will say it right now. Build-A-Bear is the new Crocs, okay? In many ways. I have been following this storyline for so long. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with everything this management team is doing. I think they are super misunderstood by Wall Street. I think they misunderstand and underappreciate the collab strategy that literally just started with Build-A-Bear.
Yeah. And it's not just Animal Crossing. It is also, they have a Pokemon collab, and they have a Plant Love. I don't know if that's a brand or just they love plants, whatever. But I saw Star Wars. They have all these other brands that they're working. I saw Baby Yoda. I'm sure that was a big seller when that was blowing up. Here's a list of their collection. So they have Disney characters, Frozen, Lion King, Aladdin, like all of these Disney things. They have Dr. Seuss, Doctor Who, DC Comics. They have like Marvel. They have all of these, which very much like what's the Funko strategy of having all of this intellectual property. Why are they not talking about an NFT? That's all I want to know.
Hey, I would love from the top end NFT, but I will give them some credit though, Dave. Unlike another company that, we like, Charles and Covard, who completely doesn't understand the power of TikTok and what's right in front of their face, okay? I'm so upset with that company for not seeing what's right in front of their face, the opportunity with TikTok. Build-A-Bear, they get TikTok. They just did a major collab, and I didn't really know who these girls were. They're called the We Were Cute, or We Were Cute. Maybe it's We Wear Cute or We Were. What's WEAR? That would be Wear, right? So We Wear Cute TikTok girls. They have like, I don't know how many millions of followers they have, or hundreds of thousands of followers, but they did their first collab with them, and they actually did a line of Build-A-Bears that they created with them, and it looks like it was super successful. So unlike some other companies that are in our portfolio, these guys understand TikTok. Good for them. They're there. And that's a big deal for me, because as we've seen with the TikTok dating craze for Build-A-Bear, which is quite insane, like people are talking about that on TikTok. There's so much opportunity for brands like this that understand how to leverage young influencers. And listen, I just think that management team sees the collab strategy. I think they see the TikTok strategy. I think they have the ultimate tailwind the next 18 months, which is the reopening. I think they're a really underappreciated reopening trade, because I think a lot of people think that, oh, they've done so well with e-com, that's going to go away when they reopen all their stores. I don't think so, because I think the e-com Build-A-Bear business is just supplementary. I think it's really amazing and cool how I can get a gift for, someone in my family who's a kid, or anyone we need to get a gift for. Just going on to buildabear.com, I could build them a bear and get hold of this, guys. They have a partnership with what's the name of the company that does same day deliveries? I have them written down here. They have a partnership with Shipped. Okay, Shipped is like, they leverage drivers in every city to do in-day deliveries. You can get a Build-A-Bear delivered same day, as long as you have it ordered by 11 a.m. So they're leveraging their footprint, their brick and mortar footprint in every major city, that you can order a Build-A-Bear that morning and have one delivered that afternoon. How sick is that? You like same day delivery of any of their custom bears with custom notes and custom however you want it to be. That's pretty ingenious as a gifting idea for Build-A-Bear. And you're going to see gifting now that we have Build-A-Bear dates. It's not just for kids anymore, right? So I think they just have the ultimate tailwind. And I think that people that are leveraging the e-com are kind of ancillary to the mall shopper that's walking through the mall and is looking for that just, spur of the moment experiential purchase. And by the way,
see, to me, Build-A-Bear is all
up,
about the experience, right? So it seems weird that, especially when it's available in the mall to go and build, and you put the heart in and the whole bit, like the whole point is to build the bear. I get that you can like drag things around and design your bear online, but the building process seems to be the whole thing.
It does not.
And they're upgrading their whole online experience.
I'm just saying is that now that you can go into the store, you don't think that that's going to rob some of their online business? I would think that it would have to.
Okay, not a single person that's buying the Animal Crossing Build-A-Bear cares about going into the store to build it in the store with a bunch of 6-year-old kids. They want the Animal Crossing Build-A-Bear. What they're begging for is more characters. They want more villagers. That's the biggest complaint, is give us more. We want more villagers. We want to collect them all. Does it sound like another company you know of? Funko, right? Yeah. Like they just want the characters. Also, not everybody can go into a Build-A-Bear. Not everyone has even a Build-A-Bear that is close to them. Not every grandparent or uncle or aunt has the ability to be with their grandchild every single day in the mall. It's become a massive e-com building experience, so that you could actually, it's less experiential, although quite honestly, guys, they have a pretty sweet 3D project going on right now that they're releasing in the fall, to where it's literally they're replicating the entire in-store experience with a 3D process that you go through. Jordan, do you know that they have Build-A-Bear kits they will send to your house and you can make for parties? They also have a Build-A-Bear like little stuffy blower that you could put stuffing in the top, and it literally, you crank it and it pushes the stuffing into the doll. Like, these guys, they're good. Like, they're
do they like what? Is it like Velcro, or do they give you like a sewing kit with it? How does that work?
No, you don't need a sew. That's not the way Build-A-Bear works. At the Build-A-Bear, it's just a little string behind it. Once you get done, you just pull the string and it's done. It's crazy. You don't need to sew anything. That's not how they work. It takes like 10 seconds to seal that puppy up. They are doing so much creative stuff. And here's the thing. Wall Street, they're just not digging in. They don't care. They don't care to really connect and understand all the things that this company is doing to connect with people in new and exciting ways. They just don't care because it's Build-A-Bear. This company is valued, and I'm not a fundamental investor, but the fundamental valuations on this company are just one more representation about how little Wall Street cares about the company. They are valued so much lower than their competitors from toy companies. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. So again, I think they have the ultimate tailwind. I think malls, as we have seen, guys, and you've seen this yourself personally, I think, here in Texas, and we're just like, we're at the leading edge, right? Malls are going to be busting packed for the next 12 months, 12 to 18 months. Now, we could all debate what happens to malls in 2023 and beyond, right? That's a big debate that we'll have at some point. But that's not a debate I'm going to have today because I don't care.
Yeah,
right?
No, people want their mall shopping. People who have not been able to go to the mall for a year are excited to get back to it. And it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know you have to develop this, online presence for Build-A-Bear. This is their look at their 3D experience that is coming this year. Choose me, fluff me, add a heart, fluff me again, dress me, take me home, and then have it shipped, I guess.
Dave, you buying?
No, not a bear,
Okay.
but I might buy the stock.
Nice.
Well, I bought the stock, and there is one really interesting. There's one really interesting. Sorry, guys, my phone's ringing through my computer. I don't know how that's working. One really interesting additional kind of trigger event later this year, this fall, that I would really watch out for. So they released their first movie last year, and it wasn't really a movie about Build-A-Bear per se, but I guess Build-A-Bear played a role. It was a holiday movie.
I don't really understand. I saw that they have these movie things. That they have a movie coming out next year. They had a Hallmark Channel
this year,
movie.
Dave. This year.
Is it coming out in 21?
Have a movie called. They have a big movie this year with Sony, with Ashanti starring in it, called Honey Bears, I think.
It's called Honey Girls.
Honey Girls.
Yes.
And
it's
so
a live-action film. And Sony Pictures. It's going to come out the fall of this year. But is that just a big product placement infomercial? Because I know that they also produced this movie for Hallmark, and I didn't see the movie. I didn't hear anything about it, but apparently they had a movie called Delivered by Christmas. Millions of viewers on the Hallmark Channel, December of 2020. But was it just a bare product placement, and they paid for the movie?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I think that was more of like a smaller placement, like a more subtle thing, where Honey Girls, guys, is a monstrously big, I think, product movie, and much in the realm of the Lego movie, like what the Lego movie did to Lego, if you remember. So this is a big movie. So I looked into it. The people that are involved with this film are really, really big, like big musicians, big writers, songwriters. I'm actually like super impressed that they were able to put together this team. Now, the movie business is always a risk, but they have a real shot here to release a movie going into the holiday season that I'm telling you, I read like the storyline for it. It's super cool. It's like an American Idol type of setup to where these, honey girls decide to, instead of competing against each other, behind the back of the show, they form a secret band, and they realize not just about individualism, but about collectivism, about working together and how powerful that can be. But it looks like they might have some amazing music, amazing performances. Like, this could be one hell of a movie, and perfect timing going to the holiday season for Build-A-Bear. I kind of like what they're doing. It's aggressive. It's creative. It's worked for a few other brands like Legos. Of course, their movie just killed it. But I like it, guys. I mean, it's just one more thing.
Honey Girls they said it was a live action movie, but when
Dave, I don't think so.
I
think it's an animated.
Is it animated? Okay.
Yeah, it's animated. Yeah. So this is a movie that could be really big. It's a really cool concept. And again, I'm not banking anything on this film, but it does not look like an afterthought in terms of the people that are involved with it. So who knows? I mean, like I said, who knows? It could be just another driver for them, going into the holiday season. One thing that's really interesting, guys, this isn't necessarily social art, but I think it's a nice thing to note. Build-A-Bear has like some of the most flexible leases I've ever seen. I don't know how they did this in all those malls, but 90% of their stores were renegotiable leases. And so they basically have renegotiated leases, I think, with 90%. And they're saying that like 75% of their stores going forward are renegotiable, like in the next short term, like very soon. So they were able to do some massive cost cutting on renegotiations. And as you know, there's no better time to be in a position like Build-A-Bear is. And those Build-A-Bear stores, guys, they could shut one down and open it up next door pretty quick. It's not like they're extravagant, like they're little short box stores, right? Like they have the stuff in the store, but I think the walls are it's not that difficult for them to move store space.
They
were in a really good position.
Prefab stuff from one spot to another.
Yeah, and it's so funny. They did this strategy to where they opened up stores on every Carnival cruise ship. And I actually looked to see how those were doing. People absolutely love those Carnival cruise ship stores. And here's something that's really interesting. They did an experiment, a test with Walmart 3 years ago. They opened up stores in like 6 Walmarts. The test went well enough that I think they expanded it to like 25 or 30 stores. Now that went well enough. And by the way, the reviews were really good of these Walmart stores. Now they are evidently in negotiations with Walmart to identify which of the 3,000 stores nationally would be, based on the testing, would be ideal for Build-A-Bears. So we could be talking about one hell of a massive rollout going into the roaring 2020s with the largest retailers in the world that have been testing this for years, right? It takes years of testing to get these rollouts with companies like Walmart. And if you look at what they did with Walmart, it's pretty impressive. They basically built a full mini Build-A-Bear store in the front of Walmart, and people kind of love it because one of the reviews I was reading was, hey, it's like not as good of being in a full Build-A-Bear because like you can kind of still see the people walking by at Walmart, but they're like, it's a hell of a lot closer to my local Build-A-Bear, so we love it, and so like it's just interesting, all of the things that this company has going on. There's just a lot of drivers here, a lot of tailwinds for the company. I was really looking to poke holes in the thesis, and it was pretty darn difficult, quite honestly, to poke holes in it. So this is what the store experience looks like in a Walmart. It seems far less elaborate. It's less elaborate,
like
but like I said,
where you would get your contact lenses filled in the front of the store.
The reviews are like, hey, it's really cute. They do a good job. My kids love it. Okay. So it's like, how often kids are in Walmart, Dave? Literally 24 hours a day, right? I mean, talk about a store that has a hell of a lot of kids going through it.
Yeah.
Walmart.
Wait, it says only $6.50?
Right?
I thought these things were like $40 or $50 bears.
No, Jordan. I think they average the whole bear process starts at $20, but it can go up from there, right? It can depending on
so
what you
does it
put
say
in it.
only $6.50 for? What were those?
Well, that's
signs?
just the skin. That's
the
skin.
starter bear without any clothes or anything.
Oh, that's
yeah.
creepy.
They have all. And Jordan, like, trust me, they have these little kids want the smell thing in them. They want them to smell like vanilla or smell like whatever. Then they have the heartbeat.
Oh, they put
then they have the
scents in
voice.
it. Oh my gosh.
The voice things and all that stuff. I mean, listen, come on. Where's the kid in you, Jordan, dude? Come on, dude. You have 2 girls. You live with 3 ladies in your house. Your wife and your 2 daughters.
So our girls have had Build-A-Bears, I think once, and you're right, it was a grandparent, and they took them to the mall, which I'm like, but it was it was like 2 years ago. There's no way we would let them take the girls to the mall anytime in the next year or 2 years.
Really? Okay. Well,
that's not happening. Not happening.
That's fine, and that's like you. Yeah. But I can tell you that you know, that is definitely the minority of people, right? Like I was at the mall already probably 4 times in the last few weeks just doing channel checks, and I mean, honestly, guys, I don't even know what to say. I was so blown away by how crazy crowded the mall was here in Dallas. I mean, just exceeded my just highest expectations for what the mall could be right now. Like, I was blown away, and that's like, we're not even fully out of this thing, right? So it just is what it is. Like, I think for a lot of people, listen, we all want to go on vacations, we all want to do fun things, we want to do crazy stuff, but for a lot of people that have been stuck inside, there are so many families that have been apart the past year and a half. So many families, okay? I think what people are underestimating is the degree to which people will get back together. Just little simple stuff like aunts, uncles, grandparents, little things like that are going to happen all around the country. They're going to happen locally, regionally. It's like not this
looking
crazy
for any kind of activity you can get together and do. And this, yeah, it totally makes sense.
It's like, it's not the most exciting thing, but it's mind-blowing how exciting it is to some people and some kids. And it's like when we go out to California, and which we do so often, and my kids are 11 now, like, for a handful of years, that was like one of the things that my wife's parents really wanted to do with the kids, and my parents did it with the kids once too on the East Coast. They're like, just what are we gonna do today? Like, and the kids are like, let's do Build-A-Bear. And they're like, and the grandparents are like, we can do that. It's so easily doable,
it's doable,
right? It's like, they just go to the mall, and the kids are excited. You get to actually do something with them. You go to lunch, you take them to lunch, and you go to Build-A-Bear. It's like, it's weird how big of a connective experience that is for family members to have with kids.
And in addition to, we mentioned Carnival Cruise Lines and Walmart, they're also at Great Wolf Lodge, they're at Knott's Berry Farm, they're at Landry's Restaurants, they're at Beaches Resorts, and they're currently testing at military bases, at Chuck E. Cheese's, at Marriott Resorts.
Dude, it's all reopening, Dave. Minus the military base. Well, I don't know. The military bases might be reopening too, because what's interesting is, I don't know a lot about this. I would assume they're opening at military bases because, you want to have that experience there, right? Even if you're visiting, if you have extended family visiting the military base, right, or kids. But a lot of what you just said, Dave, it's all reopening. It just says reopening all over everything you just said, right? Yep. It's like, it's really a sweet reopening tailwind. But that's not even what's pushing the company for me. Like, this feels like TAP, like Molson Coors, and Funko as well, because you have that really strong reopening tailwind that they're just perfectly positioned for. But you also have these other things that have nothing to do with the tailwind that are just new business lines for them. The e-com, the collab strategy, right? So you have all that stuff, which I love. I love having multiple chances, right? Multiple drivers. I'm telling you, like, I'm invested. It's not high. I don't know why it's not high conviction for me. I have to really think about it. It might be. I just don't know it yet. I won't say it, but it's definitely medium conviction for me.
It would be medium conviction to me.
Cap, right? So this is like a $120 million stock, and very, thinly traded, right? So anything could go on with this thing, and that's kind of what worries me here. Is that I just don't like buying these really small cap stocks.
That's a good point. Oh my God! Like, people are buying it on this episode.
Yeah,
like, please,
of course,
guys. Like I told you, guys, you do this every time, and you don't realize that almost every time these things just drop. It's like they take advantage of,
especially something like this, right? Because like, it's so thinly traded, it's not very liquid, and so if you start trying to move a bunch of stock in a short amount of time, it's gonna spike up or spike down, and so that's another concern.
Like
you get
I said,
some
not
big
only
person that wants to get out of Build-A-Bear because they've tripled their money over the last 6 months. Watch out.
So what Jordan is saying is probably the #1 best argument I think you could have against Build-A-Bear right now. Just by it being a small cap, just by it being this type of a stock, e-liquid, that alone is a risk factor. It's a huge risk factor. And if I look through all my social arb trades over the years, I would say more often than not, the ones that didn't work, and this is why I'm so careful when I trade small caps, it's something that was totally out of our control. Even when the company killed it, there was a hedge fund that was in it for 2 years, 3 years, and they decided to sell into the strength, and that just presented a real issue for a small cap stock. Or something weird happens, right? It doesn't take much to deflate these small cap stocks, even if everything is going right. So Jordan, you're right. That is the risk factor. If there's one that has a lot of credibility, that is definitely it.
Yeah, because look, when you're talking, I totally agree with the story. I think it's a really good idea, right? I think the high conviction report nails it. I think there's a case here for this investment. You just have to look at that downside of it being a small cap and being illiquid, especially if somebody decides to get out. That's the only downside I see too.
Yeah, and I'm not totally convinced on this one. I'm gonna probably take a wait and see, especially with the stock ticking up while we talk about it. That's not ever the time to buy for me. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. What I really think that they need to do is if their target demographic buying these, I just can't fully buy into the fact that 20, 30, and 40-year-olds are buying these character bears. I just cannot get into that. I can't believe it. I'll have to find more.
So like, I would never do that. Like I feel like my generation isn't into that, but the generation just underneath me, they hold on to those childhood experiences a little bit tighter than I do. And it's I see it. So I see that pretty clearly. That doesn't bother me.
I think that this was one of the stocks we were talking about when we were talking about nostalgia, and it is that's a thing. I just don't know what you're gonna do with this stuffed character that you play as a video game as a 30-year-old, other than give it to your child, right?
I think they like the collectible, right? And so the 30-year-old, the 25 to 35-year-old, they like the collectible, right? And
I get it.
Just like they like the Funko Pops.
My most exciting thing is if they would come out with an NFT. Like if in addition to every bear you build, that non-fungible bear, because all of these are built to, you build it yourself. Those are basically non-fungible bears. NFBs,
if they come out
with
an NFT, my chance of investing is going to drop from like 35% chance of investing down to like 2% chance of investing.
See, I would be in it just for the bump up on the news of the NFBs coming out.
NFBs,
non-fungible bears.
But Dave, what if they started taking Doge? What if you can buy bears with Doge?
Hey, we actually had a really good comment by somebody that they should make a Doge. They should have like a Doge Build-A-Bear that you could collect. Why wouldn't they?
I think we've talked about that, and they absolutely should.
They should have that.
Oh my gosh!
It's almost criminal that they don't have
investor relations today.
Yeah.
They must make a Doge.
Somebody, one of the viewers said that.
Yeah, no, we have the first person to say Doge.
Joshua Johnson, I think, said something about it.
I see Bruce and Bass or Base says
every single person watching this show, contact Build-A-Bear, tweet Build-A-Bear to make a Doge on behalf of the Dumb Money community. Please,
a Dumb Money Doge with our T-shirt.
Dude, it would kill it at Build-A-Bear. Could you even imagine that collab? Dude,
oh my gosh.
Who are you even collabing with? Isn't it just free for them?
No, there is actually the people behind the people behind the Doge project would have the intellectual property to the Doge character, I guess.
Yeah, as long as they own that logo. I don't know what their copyright is on that logo, but I would imagine they would have one.
But I mean, you could. What's that dog? It's an Akita or something. They could build an Akita that has a Dumb Money. I would license the Dumb Money T-shirt to them for sure.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, speaking of T-shirts and merch, we will have the Dumb Money version of the Topo Chico shirt in our store later today. So just go to dumbmoney.tv. You can find our merch from there.
Oh,
we price all that stuff at cost. We don't try to make money off of you. Everything we do is just for entertainment and education, and we don't have anything to sell. And when we do sell something, we try to sell it at cost.
Dave, you need to help me on that. So if you recall, we had the first person we said we're going to use that design. I owe them. I have to.
He got back to me. He actually he apologized for going off the radar, but he got married during the last week or so. So So that is why we didn't have the logo. We had the like low resolution version. We said, oh yeah, that's it. We're gonna ship that. And then I was waiting for the files to come back, but that's the reason that there was a delay. And we will give full credit on the store. His name is Chris as well. So
and I need to Venmo or whatever, Apple Pay him 125. I also want to do something special, like give some gift cards to the 2 or 3 other people that submitted designs after that, since they didn't know that we had already picked someone. I feel bad. So if you have any, could you please
I have them all.
Email or text me everybody, and I will get them a reward. We appreciate it so much.
Yep.
That'd be awesome. By the way, I have a crypto news alert here, a little update. So I just want to be totally transparent. You know,
is this a live trade alert?
Kinda, not really. So I said over the weekend, you know, I told you last week when we had our last show, I said, hey, I was planning on exiting most of my Doge, either right before the Elon Saturday Night Live or during the Saturday Night Live episode when he called it out, and I did. I exited 85%. I ended like 20% before the show, and then another 65% I sold right when Elon talked about Doge. And then I think later that night or the next day, I bought this Shiba coin. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Shiba. It's like another Doge wannabe coin, and I think it's been going crazy. I didn't buy that much of it. Just like $7,000, but I don't know. Did it like double or triple or something? I don't know. Shiba. I don't even know how to check a quote on it, quite honestly. But I think people were talking about it but just so you know, I know nothing about this. I did it for the same reason I bought Doge. It was purely based on what I anticipated and was sensing to be an expanding conversation around this coin, junk coin, whatever you want to call it. Like, I have no opinion. I have no research going into it. I didn't buy a lot of it. I did it because I kind of saw more people tweeting about it and TikTokers starting to talk about it. Do I think
did it literally just come up out of nowhere on May 10th, yesterday?
Yeah, and it already is up 10x or something like that. But like,
it went up 30%, it looks like, and now it's about 15%. It's come back a little bit.
Oh,
This I think is the one that you're talking about, the Shiba Inu.
Well, I don't know. Is that the one? No, it's been around for longer than that. It's been around for
well, then I don't know what you're talking about.
A couple weeks. I think it's been around for a couple. Maybe.
Oh, that's decades in junk coin world.
Yeah, SHIB. Anyway, I might have bought the wrong one. That's how like confused I am. I might have bought like one. I think there's like a dozen trying to like trick people.
No, that's I had SHIB USD. That was that's the quote that I had pulled up here.
Okay, like I said, I just want to be totally transparent. People was like, "What are you buying?" I'm like, I don't know anything. I know nothing when it comes to this stuff. I felt the Doge was a really good social arb trade, and it worked out beautifully. I invested $25,000 in Doge. I tried to invest it when it was under a penny, but it took me 3 full weeks to get an account open and funded to where I could actually make the investment.
Tell me about it. I was trying to buy more Doge in the run-up with Elon, and I couldn't get money into Robinhood fast enough. And so now I finally have money in Robinhood, and I don't know what to do with it. But I am still, if I pull up my Robinhood portfolio here, it is up 581% in Doge, and Doge is up today, it looks like. So I'm actually holding it. It's up 2.8% today.
Nice.
I'm staying with the Doge.
So Dave, I still have a little bit of it, but what I did is my 25,000.
And by the way, I'm not buying any of the Shibu that you talk about.
Fine. I know, like I said, I know nothing about it. My 25,000 grew to $180,000 of Doge. And so I sold 85% of that. And like, I don't know, I pulled out like $160,000. And so now I still have like $25,000 of Doge, but I have $160,000 of cash that I threw into Ethereum. So I just bought ETH with it. And so it's pretty fun, man. Like, it's just a social arb trade. I knew that the conversational volume on Doge was likely to continue expanding because I just kind of read in between the lines of what guys like Cuban and Elon were doing. And I was like, dude, they're not going to stop with this. This is not over. And I was like, this is going to keep continuing. And I did like the purity, the kindness behind the Dogecoin, what it was originally created for. I thought it was kind of a cool narrative and a cool story. I have no formal opinions on it beyond that, quite honestly. And you guys know I'm not like a crypto trader. I don't spend very much time at all in this stuff. But that was my little Doge journey. And speaking of Doge journeys, we have an amazing, we're a few days away. We had to delay it a little bit, but we have an amazing young creator that went on a Doge journey that we helping with an episode, this creator's first episode ever that will air on Dumb Money, right? Very soon, Dave. Maybe this week, maybe later this week. I don't know, Jordan.
It's looking good. I saw the edit last night. We're refining some things. It's going to be a really exciting video. So stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed to the other channel, go to youtube.com/dumbmoney, and you can subscribe to, that's the OG channel, that's where it's going to debut. And I'm thinking that we're going to, on this live channel, kind of do a live premiere. We'll talk to the creator before, then we'll run it on Dumb Money, then we'll talk to the creator after, and we'll just kind of introduce this creator that way. So stay tuned, and you have to subscribe here and there and ring bells and notifications everywhere and do all the things. Oh, and if you haven't liked this, you have to smash the like button.
Yeah. So by the way, I am connecting later today. One of our YouTube friends, Meet Kevin, is like running for governor.
Yes, he is. Governor of California.
And I don't know if he's putting me on the air or what, but like he wants to talk to me this afternoon at like 5 p.m. Eastern. So who knows? I don't know if he's doing a show or if he just wants to talk to me behind the scenes about
he's on the air constantly.
Doing.
So yeah, you'll probably be on. Does he ever turn his camera off?
I really don't know, but I will give him my thoughts, and I never talk about politics, and I'm going to be very careful today, but my thoughts about the differences between Texas and California, having lived in both places, you have too, Dave, and politically, and what kind of works in Texas, and, you know, any learnings as someone that's kind of apolitical. I'm kind of an apolitical guy. So, but I like the fact that he's reaching out to people and just getting opinions and trying to learn. I think
he has a real platform. It's a serious run for governor. It's not a YouTube stunt. Which,
yeah, I mean, like,
the first time I heard of it, like I thought that's what I thought it was. But he put out a 20-point plan on his actual platform, and it's not fluff. He's gone into pretty good detail on that very first video.
And, you know, politics aside, because I'm sure I have to look into exactly what his platform is. Like, you could agree or disagree with people, but in 2021, I think it's kind of nice to see someone that's doing something because they just care so much and they think they can make a difference. It's kind of like a Mr. Smith goes to Washington type of attitude. Yeah. You know, they might be right, they might be wrong, but you got to support people that are doing things because they care and they think they can help. And that, to me, that means more than anything else, means more than the politics, right? So, like, hey, I always said I'm never going to talk about this stuff on air ever, but if he wants me to do it at some point, I'm happy to do it. Maybe it's today. And so check that out. Check out Meet Kevin, and support me if I look like an idiot.
He, all of our viewers who haven't heard of Meet Kevin, which I'm sure that is 0% of the audience, you should really check out this new up-and-coming YouTuber named Meet Kevin. He's pretty good. What does he have, like?
Oh man,
3 million subs now.
So speaking of, can we end this episode so I can start studying politics so I don't sound like an idiot? Can I do that later? Or even if we're not on air, I don't want to talk.
You really should go watch his platform video.
I am going to do that right now. Like,
it was good. I mean, it's a long, thought out video.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I recommend
it. I'll do it right now.
I mean, if you're in California and a voter, you should watch it. If you're, in Texas, and you're friends with him, you should watch it. But if you're not friends with him and I don't know if that video really, but it's interesting to hear all of his opinions and his positions, and he has some innovative ideas for changing things, making things better.
And by the way, now that we're about done with all this stuff, now I would like you guys to all go to leoedit.com and read the story about how to make dumb money, and go to their Instagram page and like it and share it and talk about how big of a movement this is on their Instagram and comment. So, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate your support. Oh, that was your photo, Dave.
Yes.
By the way, Dave did a 5-minute photo shoot in my closet, and you know what? Considering the who you're taking the photo of, I would say not terrible. I appreciate that, Dave.
Yeah, I think this shot turned out pretty good. And if you look really closely in the background, you can actually see me. Well,
see Dave.
Are you in a reflection?
I'm in the camera.
Oh, in the TV.
In the monitor over the shoulder there. So yeah.
Nice.
But Chris, this was a very long article. Jordan and I were not mentioned once.
I talked about you. I'm telling you, I talked about, every time I interview, I talk about Jordan and Dave by name. I can't, by the way, if you think that was a long article, the actual interview, guys, was like 2 hours. It was insane how long the interview was. I think that's the problem.
I will say, I am
talk
okay with
so
you
much.
not mentioning me, but you've got to mention Dave. Dave puts this whole thing together. He is the backbone.
I did. I always do, dude.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm
just a negative Nancy sideshow. So
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Are you mentioning?
But I was really just more. This is the longest article I think I've ever seen. It's like a New Yorker length article. And you can buy your book right here. Can you find our channel?
Yeah, I've only read like half of it so far because we went on the air.
Hey, honestly, I never want to do another interview again. That's how good I think this one is. Like, there's no reason for me to ever interview with anyone because that article captures everything. The whole reason why we do this. I think social arb investing is so easily, like, just captured by how we do it in that article. I love the way it came out. I'm proud of it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And we talk about the community that's even more important than us in the article. So, and thank Dave and Jordan. I'm sorry they didn't include the part where I specifically, every time, you know how neurotic I am about that. I know. Name.
It's totally okay with me. It doesn't bother me one bit.
It doesn't bother me either. I'm just giving you a hard time because that is my role, is to give you a hard time about just pretty much anything. Any misstep you take, anytime you lose money, I'm like, I told you. And it's not because I want you to lose money. It's because it's fun. It's all lighthearted fun and games.
Yeah. I think I am losing money on Discovery. I still own it, guys. Yes, they're asking, do you own? So I still own it. It's such a small part of my portfolio. I don't really think about that Discovery trade too much, and I still own all of my EV stuff, all of it, including. Jordan, do you know what? I spent an hour and a half yesterday going even deeper on lithium research because I'm trying to really understand, as low as that stock is getting, Lithium America, like I really want to understand the bear case on it, because at some point here I'm really considering going in deeper on these trades, and I want to make sure I'm not like fooling myself and misunderstanding the short side of these trades. So it's something that we're going to read.
I'm having a really tough time parting with them because I still like the. I invested for a reason, right? So
I took it as a short-term loss because that's something I could use for my taxes, and I will wait and see if it's time to get back in after the the wash sale, short selling. What do you call it? Wash sale.
31
rules.
days. Yeah. 31 days.
Hey, I just got a message on one of my crypto. No, it's not really a crypto text chain, but a chain where everyone's talking about NFTs. And it looks like the Gary V Friends NFT is live, and they're saying the entry point is half an ETH, which is a lot lower than the starting point was like 3 ETH, right? So, wow. If you want to go to V Friends, Dave, would you go to that conference? Jordan, would you go to it with me? We bought. I would go. Gary V.
Yeah.
Would you?
I like Gary. He's a great speaker. I saw him at another industry's. He was a keynote for something that I went to one time, and he was awesome.
I just want to play kickball with all the Gary Vee and the whole crowd. Like, that'd be fun, right? He's going to do all these like random things at his 3-day conference. I just think it'd be fun. I've said it many times. Dave, I know you saw him when he was really young, much younger, like when I did, and he was speaking at corporate gigs all over the place.
Yeah,
I thought he was amazing then. I thought he was horrifically terrible on YouTube. I was like, this guy, I can't get through a single one of his YouTubes.
Well, that
And
was
now I
that
think
was
he's
very
amazing.
early. Like his Wine Library TV, that was very early. He has become a master communicator and master at
On
every
TikTok.
version of
TikTok.
You don't like his longer form. I mean, he puts out so much content. I can't possibly watch it.
I am addicted to his short form. Addicted to his short form. I love Gary Vee
Yeah,
TikTok.
he needed
I will
that.
watch it all day, every day. Yeah, I think he's incredible. And I just think, like, I agree with so much more than I disagree with when it comes to Gary Vee, that I just really appreciate everything he's doing. The messaging, like, I love it. I love it. Yeah, man. Topo Chico's in the Netherlands. Guys, I know we got a lot more to talk about, but look, can we?
We're gonna have to make another episode.
We're
going to have to do this all over again, aren't we?
Well, we just keep making them. That's you just.
Oh,
it just
I
keeps
did not
happening.
like this episode yet. Now I did. I was number 400.
Oh, really?
I was number
Oh,
400.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, we had 400.
Number 400.
Oh, wow.
There's a 400 thumbs up. Guys, can you please like this episode, and also please hit notifications, because we do these episodes kind of randomly these days. I know we'll have another one this week. But please hit notifications.
But I'm going out of town
and we
soon
appreciate
again.
you.
And aren't you going out of town tomorrow?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not actually sure. But
I will have the t-shirt with this logo on it coming up very soon, probably in the next hour. So if you want that t-shirt, it will be in our store, dumbmoney.tv. Do we have anything else to promote? Oh, you talked about NFTs. The next Hey There Dave here is going to be NFT focused once again. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, you should. It's a good channel.
It's honestly like my new favorite YouTube. I love it. I love it when you release an episode, dude. Because I feel like you worked on it for like 30 hours before.
I'm
you
slowing
release it.
down.
Like,
I was doing once a week, and I was pretty good at that for February and March, and then started slowing down a little in April. Every other week is, I think, a good goal.
yeah. Well, all right. I look forward to that. Thank you guys for checking in today. And please hang out on Discord. Let's discuss the Build-A-Bear trade, the Build-A-Bear High Conviction Report. Oh, I have more good news I will announce next episode. We're getting our first check from Public. If you haven't subscribed, like joined the public.com/dumbmoney, get a free account with them. Every person that opens up a free account with Public, which is
Not just free accounts, you get free stocks. Free stock of some sort.
But you not only get free stocks, our community gets money. And guys, it's not a tiny bit of money. I'm going to tell you how much it is on our next episode. But please, you have to subscribe. Was it public.com/dumbmoney is how when you subscribe.
Or you can go to Dumb Money
credit.
And you're not subscribing, you're opening an account. And you can go to public.com/dumbmoney or dumbmoney.tv/public. Either way, you can get in on our we're not like most YouTubers where the affiliate money goes into our pockets. We're taking that money and putting it into all of it, except for, I think, withholding for tax purposes. We're putting all of that money into an account that we're giving to our audience to decide how to invest it and how to spend it once it's cashed in.
Already exists. It's a $10,000 account right now, and it's about to grow quite a bit. I'll tell you how much just based on this affiliate check we're about to get in the mail. So yeah, we have the Dumb Money portfolio. By the way, I need to make the new trades today. Today's a good day with the market down. I'm going to make the new trades for the week based on your voting in our Discord. I will make those trades as soon as we get off this episode. I trade once a week for the community based on your voting inside of our Discord. So check that out as well. Thanks, guys.
I think that is pretty much all we can possibly say. And look at that. We still have people watching. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We are Dumb Money. We will see you back here very soon.